Break Ray here. You are seeing a very, very old guide. One that's not actually a guide. This is Lara Croft's The Art of Virtual Seduction. This was a book I got a long time ago when I first got my very first PlayStation. And if you can hear in the background, the original Tomb Raider music, the score from the original game. How did I get it? Well, I got it simply by playing the original CD that was bought with my PlayStation. But we're going to take a look inside the book. And we're going to look into Lara Croft's past. How she came to be. And the roots. As you can see, this book was well taken care of. And it is all things Tomb Raider. And I hope those of you out there who were fans of the game and are fans of the newer game know where Lara Croft came from. Each and every page is adorned by her face, her beauty. And the benevolence of this woman captured our hearts and souls back then. In 1996, when she first made her debut onto the PlayStation, everyone was scrambling to buy it. PC owners already knew of Lara Croft and were scrambling to find mods to do very bad things to her, as you can see. There's even a signature inside of it from Lara herself. And here we see the manner that it was modeled after, the original home. Here is Lara's father, her real father actually. And I'm not kidding, this is from the book and from the creators themselves. Lara's daddy with the floppy hat and gun, Core's Rick Dangerous. He was the pioneer for Lara Croft's games. Core Industries did their very best to keep the franchise alive, but it's been bought several different times over the course of time, has gone through many incarnations, but Lara herself has still remained the same, though her body has undergone changes, as you can see. And I just wanted to go over pages of the book, and I wanted to just, share with you today. And here's a short history of Core's Market. 88, they had been founded, and they started producing games for the Sega Mega Drive. And of course, in 89, the telecom subsidiary Firebird introduced Core's Rick Dangerous, but only on the PC, unfortunately. 1990, they began marketing for the Amiga Tomahawk or Thunderhawk game for the Super Nintendo, which was introduced in Japan. As you can see right here, that's a Japanese. I actually own one of these, ladies and gentlemen. Japanese Super Nintendo. Of course, let us not forget the developing team behind it, the original core creator of Lara Croft himself. I know it's kind of blurry and the light is getting in the way. I'm doing my very best because I don't have a proper camera stand to stand this up. It won't film. I can't get my camera to film sideways for some reason for live broadcasts. For the for some of the live broadcasts for Facebook. For some reason, I can get them to broadcast. I can get it to broadcast sideways, and of course, here's a creative thing. The creative chaos that ensued for the game factory that brought these out. As you can see there, that's exactly what it said. Here are some more pictures of the creators from Core, of course. Strength in numbers, which was something that is found rarely now in today's gaming industry. Mainly it's every creator for himself now, instead of banding together and trying to make better games and trying to pool the resources that are needed to make better games. We have creators scrambling to separate from one another instead of cooperating and collaborating to make higher quality games. It's such a shame too, it really is. And of course, here we have some of the stylings and some of the program grids. And here we go, here's some more history for the timeline for 1995. Trying to focus for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a Facebook only broadcast that only my friends will be able to see on Facebook. I may do another special for YouTube later on, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. I may do a live gameplay of the original Tomb Raider, which I'm not very good at, unfortunately. So I need practice before I started that up. And here, of course, we have a picture of one of the original PlayStations when it came out on there. And someone was saying that after that, in this book, they said after that comes only virtual reality, which we have not seen a decent port of yet. We have not seen a decent port of yet. And of course, I'm just, going through things here and just really wanted to share some of these things with you. And wanted to show you the wonderment that Tomb Raider cast upon male audiences. And of course, some female audiences alike. But what red-blooded male didn't love Lara Croft back during the 1990s and early 1980s? Lara Croft made her official debut in 95, as I said, on the PC. And came later, the Tomb Raider for the PlayStation. Of course, they had their hassles and nightmares, and of course, they have their memories of spending time in the arcades, as you can see here. If you want to slow down this video and read some of the text that's in the book, you can. I'm just trying to keep this as short as possible. I don't want to make it too long. And of course, you see some of Laura's jumping actions here that were programmed into her sprite. And of course, here, this is the business tree that they had going. And pictures, of course, of the level designers and the programmers. And of course, here's a glossary of things for, like, computer lingo and marketing lingo. The book in itself is fascinating, beautifully put together, and beautifully made. And here's the desktop, and one of the earlier desktops from one of the creators. As you can see, we were still in the bulky, big TV phase of our desktops back then. And, there's one of the original PCs that was actually used to run the Tomb Raider software. Floppy disks, of course, were still medium during the 1990s. Laserdisc and, compact discs were just coming out and making the scene. Oh, sorry, I don't want to skip any pages. Of course, here are the partners in crime. She fights with wolves. He is Jeremy himself, one of the creators of Tomb Raider, of course, and who was with Core Eidos for quite some time, and also the founder and president of Core Industries. I hope everybody's enjoying the music. I do have it on repeat because I really want to go ahead and keep an atmosphere for Tomb Raider for this particular recording. I'm wishing that there was a way to put this on YouTube. If anybody knows of a way to actually take the video from here and place it on the on YouTube, because I cannot share my videos I make for Facebook on YouTube, unfortunately. It's most unfortunate that I cannot. I wanted to do a live Facebook only broadcast for this because it is near and dear to my heart, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, let's move on to Laura herself. This was her first original sprite when she was introduced on the PC. And I just wanted to go ahead and see. Let me see if I can get that to unblur so everyone can see it. Of course, we know that Lara Croft had many, many incarnations for her outfits during the time she was being played in the game. I believe this might have been one of the ones from Tomb Raider 2 or Tomb Raider 3. I'm not really sure. Of course, here she is in one of the sexy swimsuit outfits that she had of the day. One of the catsuit outfits that she had, holding her patented Uzi pistols. Uzi. Bernard, did you bring an Uzi for everyone in the class? Of course, one of the Japanese dresses that she wore in one of the Tomb Raider games. The artwork. This is a red and black print dress. And the artwork itself is stunning, ladies and gentlemen. 3D had come a long way at that particular point in time. And of course, taking a break and reloading and refreshing herself after a mission. And of course, her with her patented tank top and sunglasses. And her classic ponytail. And of course, here's a page again with one of the swimsuits with her aquamarine on. Let me see if I can get a better page view for that one. I'll hold it still for a little bit because I know I have male viewers on here. And of course, here's Laura herself, a face pic with again her patented sunglasses. And that all too familiar backside. Also packing a pistol and the sunglasses. But her appeal was not just the sex appeal. Of course, she was an adventurer, and this was one of the first adventure games that had presented a female protagonist as the lead. As you can see, many of these pages are again adorned by Lara Croft herself. If you want to try and obtain this book, and I obtained it from the original Funko Land when it was still Funko Land. Of course, here's like one of the premiere models that they had going to some of the shows to premiere, some of the Comic Cons and everything else that were going to be premiered. This is just one of many models that were made of her. Sculpting, the molding, so much work went into creating Lara Croft models. And of course, here we have more Lara Croft models than being sculpted. Of course, he looks rather embarrassed about doing what he's doing to the statuette of Lara Croft. And of course, this is the finished work. Latex, vinyl, and all sorts of material went into making this original Lara Croft statuette for one of the Comic Cons across the country and video game show, and of course E3. And who could forget Lara Croft merchandise? She took the world by storm, and she's still charming audiences today with her new look and her new attitude. But no one will ever forget the classic Lara Croft, the one that we all grew up with and the one we all connected with on many, many levels. And of course, there were body doubles that were also brought to shows, different shows. lookalikes that look like Lara Croft herself, but I don't think anybody did a better job of pulling off the Lara Croft look better than Angelina Jolie. I hope I said her name right, because I really don't want her to hit me in the face. And these are the many pictures of the original doppelgangers for the Lara Croft magazine, the many magazines that were brought across the world and sold across the world with her image on it. She still today holds a tight grip on the franchise, and it will never die. I don't think it will. It won't die in our hearts, I do know that. And as I said, today I just wanted to share this with you. I wanted to go ahead and share memories of Tomb Raider. And to someone out there who also loves Tomb Raider that is on my Facebook, this memory is also to be shared with you. And I do hope that you too enjoy it. But it is for all of us, though, that I broadcast this out to all Tomb Raider fans, male and female alike, to see how far this woman has come. And as I said, there were many, many doppelgangers of her. And from start to finish to present day, she has survived a lot. There's been rumor and talk that another Tomb Raider movie may be made. And this is Laura Weller, the one who was the last person to play the original Lara Croft, who actually did have both the bust size and the look to pull it off. And as you can see, she did it quite well. And of course, her home in cyberspace, and I don't know if this still exists. You could probably try to look it up. It may still exist, it may not. Which is the Lara Croft site, which is her HTTP, Laura's home in cyberspace here. All things Tomb Raider were here and captured there. So of course we know that, as I said before, this woman captured the hearts and minds of men all over the world, young and old. And I'm trying not to take too long with this. I just wanted to go ahead and show you how beautiful this book is. This book is it's wonderful, and it is a masterpiece. As you can see, even though the outside covers are a bit tattered, the inside covers I have tried very, very hard to take good care of. And of course we have the many incarnations, also called visions of Lara Croft, her many incarnations that she took, some of the blogs that were on here, France, even in Africa. Tomb Raider was the staple and the standard for adventure games. It was something that, as I said, took the world by storm and became a passion for most of us gamers. To collect all of the games, to find every item, to see every obstacle through, to try and overcome every obstacle. And of course we have the chapter on the artificial intelligence that drove the CDs and the many games that came out for Tomb Raider. Because after all, we do know that Lara Croft was made up of pixels. That's all she really was. But to most of us, she was a very, very real woman. And again, I hope everyone is enjoying the music and is enjoying the page turning. that I'm doing. I hope I'm not going too fast, or because I don't want anyone to miss anything that is a Lara Croft fan. Of course, this is a pixel, and as you can see here is binary code on the side. That just tells you that a lot of work had gone into making her sprite. And here we have some more pictures of her in the book. And I mean, the book is called Lara Croft, The Art of Virtual Seduction, so it wouldn't be much of a seductive book if it didn't have these particular types of pictures in it. Of course, here's one with her lead noir, or black and white. I'm going to try and see if I can get this all in. They tried to do kind of a centerfold thing. And I'm being ding right now. Yes, you can play it. I mean, you can play it via your phone now, because I believe there is a Tomb Raider that is available for the phones now. You can look it up on the phone in the mobile applications market, Google Play. I believe there is a version for it now. Now here we have Lara Croft in her solar swimsuit. And of course, here she is being pursued by a shark, but the shark is after more than just her looks. I believe it is hungry, very, very hungry. But it is, like I said, it was a beautifully made game in 1996, and during the early to late 90s, she ruled the gaming industry with a leather boot. Look at those boots. Look at those boots. And of course, there are other close-ups that I wanted to go ahead and show you, or trying to anyway. I'm hoping they're not too blurry. Here are some more pictures of her. Another one, lead noir. And of course, here's another seductive photo of her in her cutoff tee and tank top. And of course, she probably doesn't want anybody to know that she's around. And yes, you can play it. It can be played by via mobile phone. I believe there's a classic version also available for the PlayStation 3. And of course, the PlayStation Market does still carry them. You can find them in the PlayStation Market and also on the mobile market. Of course, there is also the new Tomb Raider, which I may feature later today if I have a chance. I'm going to be featuring a different game today, later on in my live Let's Play for YouTube. But I may still feature another Tomb Raider one, though. Of course, everyone is anxiously awaiting the Rise of the Tomb Raider game, which will probably be coming out near the end of the month. Or, well, near the end of the next month, or the end of July, which happens to be my birthday. And of course, Lara Croft was also featured in live-action videos. And as you can see here, these were the preparations that were being made for all of Lara Croft's moves. They used a live model to do all of the live action. And this is about as gentle as she's going to look, ladies and gentlemen, in some of her, in some of the pictures that we see, because she's always wearing a harsh look for some reason. Not all the time, but as you can see, like I